I own EC3 Arcade. We opened September 14th, 2024. And yeah, I've got this awesome place now. And we're doing big things for Connecticut, big things for the East Coast. And the beginnings for me, like as a child and stuff, we had a local game center that was called Smiles. And believe it or not, I really didn't play the arcade games. I liked the redemption stuff because, you know, like I had so much money. I have to get something out of it, right? And you know, I saw the bigger kids playing the arcade games, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know, you know, like I don't want to be in their way. I don't want them, you know, to make fun of me for sucking at Street Fighter, you know, and stuff like that. I would look at them, but like and admire them, but I wanted that quarter to give me something in return, right? But I did have like a PlayStation at home. I had the Sega Genesis. I was more of a home gamer. You know, I was born in '89, so I was right in that cusp of where, like, you know, arcades were still a thing, but they were starting to, you know, make their way out when I was, you know, 12, 13 and stuff like that. Smiles actually closed in 2010, and by the time it closed down, it didn't have, you know, there weren't tournaments, there weren't, you know, things like what I'm doing now. You know, it was redemption focused and, you know, like trying to stay afloat with the change of times, because, you know, like why play, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in the arcade when you have it at home, you know? So so that part, you know, I wasn't really involved in arcades as a child, like a lot of people are. I actually didn't really start into the arcade culture until like 2021. I'm very late bloomer. So it all started when I got back into retro games, and it was COVID. You know, 2020, I was still working, but like there was nothing really to do. And I also really wasn't I was a homebody. You know, I would much rather stay home than go out anywhere, right? And I was like, well, I'm getting kind of bored. Let me get back into retro games. That seems pretty cool. Because I was doing other stuff like going out. I was into RC cars, rock crawling and stuff. We would go out and do like, you know, find nice trails and stuff like that. But you can't do that anymore because, you know, you can't go outside. So I was like, retro gaming. And I looked into it, and I discovered the PC engine, and I was like, dude, these games, this is wild. Like this came out in like the very late 80s and like the very early 90s, and this is like pushing like Super Nintendo quality stuff. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. Like and there's so many games, like you know, like I can't understand half of them, but that doesn't matter because I want to play them. I want to see that beauty. I want to hear that awesome sound of Red Book audio, you know, like you're not only getting amazing graphics, you're getting CD quality sound on top of it. That's wild. This is the console for me. And I just researched, dude. Like I scoured the internet, everything I could find about PC Engine, like what's the best model to get? You know, what's the best way to display it? You know, I have an LCD monitor from my computer gaming because I used to do computer gaming. Let me use that. Let me incorporate it. That eventually changed to SCART and having a Hydra 16 fully populated with stuff, but we're getting a little ahead of myself. So get in the search for discovering the PC engine and you know, culminating my setup, I discovered a guy named Sarumaru. He's the creator of FX Unit Yuki, a homebrew game for the PC engine. And I joined his Discord, and like I learned a lot from there. And I started streaming PC engine games. And in 2021, a friend of mine on that forum, Alucard 2089, he hit me up because I just got into fight sticks, right? Arcade sticks. And I had, for my birthday that year, I got a Quamba Obsidian with the Astro City logo on it. Like, you know, like the control panel. I'm like, dude, Astro City, this is so sick. And he's like, dude, I found a guy who could sell you an Astro City. And I was like, say no more. I'm like, fine, tell me where it is. And I'm going there. And he linked me to a Discord server called the Pandemicade. And that's ran by a guy named Joel Thomas. Amazing dude. So I got on there, introduced myself, told them what I'm looking for. They're like, they pinged the guy, the seller. His name is Matt. Fury Force, aka Geekman. He owns Ground Zero. You know, he walked me through the process and stuff like that. And it was great. It showed up, set everything up. He even gave me a PGM cart. The motherboard and Dodonpachi Diojo Black Label for free, because he was like, tell you what, here's something, that to get started. And in that time, I had bought Raiden Fighters, I bought a Taito GNet multi, and a couple other games. I had Aero Fighters, big into shmups, because shmups it clicked with me. I love shmups, I even used to joke, like, we've got Third Strike in here. Third Strike obviously is the mainstay, but that's really just an elaborate ruse for me to get you in here so I could talk to you about shmups and get you interested in the shmups. But that's just a joke. Honestly, I do love Third Strike, but there's a little truth in every joke, I'm going to tell you. When I finally came to the conclusion that I would want to get into arcades, I was playing console games, not knowing that they were ports of arcade games. And then I was like, yo, I want to find out the roots. I want to see the source. I want to see like what it was like back then. I never got to enjoy that. I was too small. I just kept buying stuff. I'd find something new, and like I would watch a YouTube video of the gameplay for about like 2 minutes, enough to get a sense of what it is, but not spoil it. And I'm like, that's cool. Let's do it. Kept buying. Before you know it, I was going to people's houses, making deals, bringing back cabs, and just filling my room up. And then around 2023, I really decided, because I've been such a homebody, I'm like, I need to make a change. Or at least go out there, see what the world has to offer. And there was a guy who I followed on Twitter. His name is Grant, Neon Arcade. And he's a member of the Tampa Arcade crew down in Florida. And he was doing an event called Neon Retro Fest. And I was like, you know what? This is the one. I'm going to do it. Because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it big. I don't take baby steps. I go, oh. So I took 2 Eager 2s, loaded them into my truck, and I drove 1,400 miles all the way down to Tampa, Florida, for this crazy weekend of synthwave and arcade culture, retro culture in general, but like a culmination of everything 80s and 90s just crammed into one place. Joel from the Pandemicade came down. We had people from like Canada come down. Galaxian came down. And we were just swapping PCBs, and they were playing live synthwave music the whole night. Every weekend, every night of that weekend. And like, it was otherworldly. Like, I love the music on the arcades and stuff like that, but to be playing a game that I already know like the music to like a whole new track, that's just like, I could feel in my chest. It just amplified. Like when I was playing Bat Rider, I never felt like a high like I did while listening to that synthwave. And it really sparked something inside of me. Ever since that event, I was like chasing the dragon. Like, I want to feel that again. I really want to feel that again. And I'd always bug Grant, like, when's the next Neon Retro Fest, Grant? Come on, got to do this. It's just changed my life. And, so with doing that, I came home and I just started emailing as many cons as I could locally. I was like, I'll bring cabs. And, I'm always keeping an eye out, always watching and seeing what people get drawn to, what I think people would get drawn to, but end up just glossing over, and stuff like that. I'm very like visual about it. I always keep that in mind, because a cab that's not being played, that doesn't make me happy. I like seeing the full combo, like an ass in every seat. I had 10 cabs at the time. I don't feel like I have too many games. So I ended up taking out a $15,000 loan and I bought fucking 9 more. So we did that. We did too many games. And I came back, built out this place some, did LA Retro, kept building, kept doing them, right? So on and so forth until, but I ended up, because I wanted the opening to be like an event. And I set it for September 14th. That was a Saturday. And I made sure everything worked. Everything was good. I opened up and I was like, dude, I hope people come. And, but in the back of my head, I was, I wasn't even going to make this place to have people come. Like that it would be nice if people come, but at the very least, I have the world's coolest backdrop for my Twitch stream, right? So if everything was a complete and total failure, I would at least enjoy it myself, and whoever came. We had like 30 people and it was nuts. It was so cool. And I loved it. We had Pepe's Pizza. People were taking photos. People were like, dude, this is awesome. What? This is amazing. Like, who would have thought Shelton, Connecticut has this? And originally it was invite only, because all those cons that I was doing, I was passing out business cards for that last year in 2024. And all the people that came were from those cons or knew somebody that had that business card. And then I had gotten into Jazzy Circuit, right? Thanks to Anselmo out in Bakersfield, California, because he would always talk about Jazzy. I'm like, dude, that's sick. I want to do that. That sounds prestigious, right? And I like Third Strike too. Like this is, a win-win for me. I hope they would be cool with it. And I got in touch with Mutant XP and Venkabat, the Jazzy Circuit. And I was like, hey dude, I'd like to run events for Jazzy, under the Jazzy name. Would that be a cool thing? He's like, yeah, absolutely. You just need to have a minimum of 8 people and you could have a ranking event. And I was like, yo, let's go. And I just ran with it, absolutely ran with it. This is what they wish they had access to back in the day. It's kind of like a blast from the past. Rushdown Ralph, he says it's got TGA vibes. That's Tokyo Game Arcade, and I think Massachusetts or something. They had closed since, but that was a very prestigious arcade that people really, really loved. They said the owner, if you asked for a game, within a month or two, he would get the game and bring it. And I do that too. It only takes one person. You have this game? No, but give me a minute. I'll find it. I'll get it. There was a Twitter post I saw from this guy in Japan, and he said something along the lines of, I can't make you sit at the arcade, but I could at least provide a seat for you to sit at. And that struck a chord with me. I was like, I'm going to provide that seat. We have shmups. You can't find shmups in many, many arcades. You'll be lucky if you get a 1942. But I will always have shmups in here because it's an extension of me, just like this place is an extension of me. It has a heart, it has a soul. You could feel it when you walk in the door. You could feel it when you're playing the game, and you could hear the music. You could feel the music. I wanted to show recognition for the people who go out there and do things, the people who open their doors, at their houses or wherever, and, have a meetup, who promote arcade culture actively, people who are active in the scene, people who bring cabs to places, people who do things, right? And that's what East Coast Candy Crew was originally about and still is to this day and will forever be.